Hey everybody, welcome back to Dogwood Springs Outdoors. I'm Jim. Today we're working on trying to install a new starter on this. It's kind of a continuation, but if you missed the earlier uh, work on this, it's a 1992 Honda Fourtrax 300 model, and it sat for like 9 years without running, and so been trying to get it back going. And one of the things that we determined that had gone bad was the starter. That was actually after we got it back running. But ruled out, and the battery was good, the solenoid was good, and there was good. You also need to make sure that that line is not, that you got a good connection from on your power line from your solenoid to the starter. And so we checked all that, made sure we had current going through all that, and everything was good. So decided it was a starter, ordered a starter, and got that, and we're going to put it in this afternoon. And got over here, and Honda smelled like gas, and so I pushed it, tried to cut the fuel line off, and accidentally cut it on reserve, and gas started pouring out everywhere before I got it back off. So that made a mess. Smells bad, but got it finally off and realized that the fuel line from the tank to the carburetor had come off at the carburetor. So got all that back on, clamped that on, and then it's just been one thing after another. So it's getting late. We may not be able to finish this today, but I'm going to try to at least get the old starter off, and if we have time, we'll get the new one on too. And hopefully you can see what we're doing here, and if you've never done this and need to do it, it'll be helpful to you. But anyway, we're going to start with burning daylight. You know, I'm sure there's lots of clearer stuff out here, but this is the starter right here. There's two bolts holding it on in the back that you got to take out, and that they're 8mm, and then I think this 8mm also holding on the power from the battery, which I've disconnected. So you got to take that out. That actually may be 10. I can't remember. I have to check on it. Anyway, you got to take that out, disconnect that, and you got to take this cover off, because to get the starter out, you need to tilt it. But there's one gear that needs to come out to give you the space to get that off. Let me see here. And these bolts aren't the same length either. Put my glove up in there now. Okay, so you can see they're different lengths. And these long ones, if you do take them out and get mixed up, the long ones go in the middle. Ease that out. There it goes.
trying real hard to beat the dark here. If I had everything taken apart a lot more, it'd be a lot easier. There we go. Come on, man. I think that's about it. Got one more. There it is. There it is. The issue is getting those back bolts. Those are the hardest for the access without all this stuff off here. Gotta use my light. All right, we're back. It's the next afternoon. It got dark on me last night, and I couldn't see what I was doing, and I know that it wasn't getting any good film either. So, and it's been a crazy busy day, so we're going to be pushing it, I'm afraid, again this evening to try to get it done and see if it works before it gets dark on us today. That's one bad thing about the winter time is I like the winter, but I don't like the getting dark at 5 or 5:30. But I'll show you. I took the old. This is the old starter off, and what my problem was, and I didn't realize when I was doing all that yesterday. After I got everything off and was putting it all back together, I ended up with an extra wire. I put what I thought was the power on here where it was supposed to go, and clamped it back down and went to slide the little rubber cover over it, and there was no rubber cover on that line. I realized it was a different line, and that line was actually the ground that I had put on here, but I didn't know where it came from. I didn't know if it had come loose or whatever. But anyway, after some more looking, figured out that what had happened is where these bolts are anchored in the back, that was where it was grounded. That ground wire was part of that, and I had already anchored those back down. So now that I got some light again, I got to take that back off and get the ground wire back on there where it needs to be, and the power supply back on there, and hopefully at that point we'll be ready to try to crank it. So those back bolts that anchor it in there, and that they actually mount it, the mounting bolts, are 8mm, and then the one on top for the power supply is 10mm, and all of these on this cover are 8mm. I don't know if I said that yesterday or not.
supposed to be. Except I don't have the daggum. Well, that was it. As much trouble as I had, I think most of it was due to it getting dark on me, and just not having enough time to really to get into what I was doing. But it obviously was the starter. Happy. The kids will be thrilled that they can crank it again. Don't have to get me to kickstart it. But I kind of wanted to just keep them on it until they built up that leg muscle enough to do it. But anyway, we got it. There's still lots of things I got to fix. The fuel line is still, I need to put another clamp on that where I moved the one I had to where it connected to the carburetor where it had come off there, and so I got to put another one on this end. And just got a lot of little things, but we're just going to keep on at it and hopefully keep it running and keep having fun with it, and maybe keep providing content to you. But I hope this was somewhat helpful if you have to replace a similar starter yourself. But if you do appreciate this kind of content, please like and hit that subscribe button, and we'll try to keep it coming. But as always, y'all, thanks for watching, and come back and see us.